And let's start this video off at the end because they sent out the wrong part. So you will see me struggling at the end here. Everything is back in, but I am using this piece off of my R129 parts car. And I'm gonna show you guys at the end why I had to do that. And welcome back to the video, guys. This is my 95 Mercedes S500 we call Dr. Dre. It's a W140 platform. And what we're gonna be doing today kind of is all W140s, probably even the W126, because I know it has a similar light switch. And I think the R129 does too, so it probably relates to a lot of these Mercedes. But we're focusing on the W140. This is a 95. I know even the facelifted ones are gonna be the same. Maybe a couple little different steps, but basically the same thing. And what we're gonna be doing is changing out our light switch that we have here. It's very simple, inexpensive. This part cost me 30 bucks, and I went to carparts.com. There is, go ahead and get you guys the parts number right there. This is not a top brand, but it was 30 bucks, and these go bad over time just from the heat. So I decided it's very easy to change out. Let me just get the lesser expensive one. And you want to go ahead and get one of those. Make sure it's for your car. And then you want to have a Phillips head screwdriver, a must, a small, something to poke with. So I'm using a flathead, a very small flathead. That works really well. And I'll show you guys why, because that's how you take off the part that actually turns on your light switch. And then possibly a flathead or pry tool, plastic pry tool preferred, and some sort of pliers so we can take off the flat nut that kind of goes over and holds this whole thing in. So once again, that's really all you have to have. It's going to be a 5 to 10 minute job, but it's going to fix a lot of your issues out there. So what are the issues? So if we step in the car, you've got your light switch. It's going to be crunchy typically. So it starts off being crunchy, may not go into the right place, and you'll kind of hear like a crunchy noise. I've actually kind of turned mine enough to where it just doesn't even click or crunch. And what's happening to mine is the lights are kind of staying on. So if I get it to come off, I think it's good. I go home, battery dies. And I know it's staying on because the guy I rent the shop from said he came in one night and saw my lights on. He tried to turn them off, couldn't figure it out. So he let the battery die, unfortunately. But I realized that's exactly what it was. So you can see here, I can barely go this direction, and this direction is really not doing anything. It's not clicking into any spot. So the other things is you might not be able to get your lights to come on, might not be able to get your tail lights to come on, and it can really cause some issues with driving, specifically at night. So we're gonna go ahead and swap this completely out. It's 30 bucks, like I said. Very easy to take off. Actually, I already went ahead and took the first piece off, which is our speaker cover. Now, your speaker cover up here, probably gonna break. Mine's broken. The top piece up there completely broke off. I did try to swap this out for the parts car light switch, which was even worse, and that is why I decided to make this video. So what you need to do is use either the flathead or a pry tool. Be very careful. Let's see if I can get this back in here to kind of show you. And you're gonna get this speaker cover up. Now the speaker cover, which mine also has broken tabs on it, has little tabs like those two there on both sides. So just be careful. They're probably gonna be brittle. Good chance they're gonna break. Good news is you can kind of usually slide it back in there where you can't even tell. Once you have that speaker cover off, you're gonna be able to access these two Phillips screws, and usually they're holding in this vent here. Now, the two little tabs that hold these screws on are broken as well. Very common. I've noticed that on all the cars I've had. Mine aren't completely broken, so we're gonna go ahead and take those two Phillips head screws out. Then I'm going to show you guys how to take this cover off, and then we'll be able to access our plug from the back. So let me set up the camera to show you guys, because it's real easy. This is going to be a quick little job to do. Okay guys, at this point you want to go ahead and get your Phillips head screws out. I went ahead and loosened mine, and this is going to, your vent's going to pull out. It's going to be, you have to pop it out a little bit so you can use your pry tool here. Now I went ahead and pulled mine out a little bit. This is going to slide out like that, so it's going to have a little piece on there. And that's the part you want to actually get off. And we're going to keep it together like this and set it off to the side. Now, we can now reach in here and reach behind the plug. I'll show you guys that in a second. But we need to go ahead and use our little flathead screwdriver or some sort of poking tool. And we're going to poke underneath here. There's a little hole. I think we got to pull it out. I'm going to get down here. I'm going to show you guys this as well. There's a little tiny hole. You push in and you can pull out. I'm going to show you guys up close. You're going to push this into there and then pull out, and that's gonna release your button here. Now you wanna hold on to this because we're gonna reuse this. Now, I'm gonna get you guys in here. There is a flat nut that, remember I said go ahead and get yourself some pliers. Well, we're gonna grab our pliers. Oh, of course, these ones are a little too wide. Oh, I can go ahead and get this off by hand because I already did it. So you want to get some like needle nose pliers and get those in there. I didn't realize how tight that was. I used needle nose last time. You really just got to get it so you can get it off by hand, loosen it up. Tighten this back up by hand and it seemed fine. Now, once this is like this, we're going to turn technically clockwise. Like, we're going to turn it this way. So we're going to be turning it with our hand in there. Actually, let me see. Is it clockwise? All right, well, you're going to go ahead and unplug it from the back here. So let me go ahead and do that as well. I might need both hands. Let me go ahead and set this back on the stand real quick. All right, so now, let me go ahead and see which direction. Let me go ahead and unplug it, because we can unplug it first. So let's go ahead and pull our plug out. It just pulls straight back, and you'll see there it's unplugged. Only goes in one way. Now you can get a little more leverage, and we're gonna turn this. Oh, actually, it was counterclockwise. I greatly apologize. So you're gonna wanna turn it counterclockwise and pull it out. And we'll grab our new piece. I'll show you guys here. All right. And there's a little bulb on the end here that you just pull out. I use my fingers. Sometimes it's a little slippery to get, but you don't want to damage it. Yeah, last time, oh, there it goes. Yeah, so you can use your fingers. Try not to use pliers on it unless you got some soft pliers. And we can go ahead and slide that bulb back in there or replace it if it's not working. I can't remember if mine's working or not, but I'm going to slide this one back in there. Let's see here. Go that way there. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. So there's only one way it can go. You got to line up the pinholes. Just got to find how it's going to go. Only one way, like I said. And you slide that together. We're going to slide this now in here, facing like that. And we're going to get it in there and turn it back counterclockwise till it clicks in. All right, I got it in there. Now we're going to take that little flat bolt that we took off, get that back on. Now you can use your needle nose to tighten this up if you want. I just went ahead and hand tightened it. All right, we're gonna grab our switch and put it back on with the little button thing on the bottom. So slide it on like that to where the arrow's facing up. And now we can click it into place. All right, you guys can see everything is back together, but we have an issue. As I said in the beginning of the video, they sent out the wrong part, and I'm gonna show you why. So if you look at the piece, and you can hear here what I'm talking about, how everything falls apart and gets all crunchy on the inside. But if you look at the end of this here, you will see there's a single slot on this, and that is so this piece here that's got the little tiny hole in it can slide on and click in. The older ones, now I'm guessing this is for like pre-facelift, but mine's a 95, so it kind of had some updates to it. I'd have to double check to see exactly which cars would have been the changeover. Now, like I said earlier, I put it in my car on carparts.com, and this one came out compatible. So just make sure you're getting the right part and not struggling like I did. Here's the cool part for me. I was able to pull, I have two R129s. I was able to pull this piece off of my parts car R129, and my R129 here actually needs this piece as well as a new one of these because it's all crunchy. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and order a whole new part in for this correct car so I can switch it out, get my original knob on there, because this one's kind of worn out, but I'm not too concerned for my R129. So the difference is, if you look at this piece here, the one that I just put in for the older style, or the R129 obviously, it has a slot on the top and a slot on the bottom. That is because there is no button for this. The way that this works is this is going to slide on with the arrow up there and just press on, pop on like that. And you can still pull out just like you would have that function, and you can feel this thing feels perfect now, no crunchiness. So this will work. This will probably work in here. I already tested my light, so I know it'll work. But the problem they probably had was people were trying to pull out the light there to lock it in, and it was coming off on them. The cool thing is you can get it off easier to change out your light, to access it, but I like the updated version because it's a lot safer. Plus mine's a lot cleaner looking on this, so I'm going to be swapping it out. So just kind of an update. As you can see, I got everything back in on that video. I did mention in the notes that this needs to come off to get your speaker cover off. Mine was already popped loose, so you want to get yourself a pry tool, pull this back here and pop off. There's little clips that slot in there, and that'll allow you to get that speaker cover off real easily. So I wanted to post this video, even though I got the wrong part. I didn't show exactly how to get it all back together. I wanted to be able to explain that because somebody else is probably going to deal with the same exact thing and have a headache. I almost just went ahead and said, screw it, I'll use this, because it did slide on, it just wouldn't stay. I didn't really want to do that, but I do want to drive this car. That's the other thing. I'm going to take this car out this weekend, so I'm getting the door covers back in. You guys can see I went ahead and cut off these railings. Now, I'm not going to do away with that because I really like that, but this car is going to go to paint, and I'm going to fix up everything. I'm going to redo these roof racks to be completely flat, flush, and look a lot better, because you can see here, I tried to get this on here with a modification. I wanted to use these roof racks, but I realized I just like the look of them, so I'm not going to use them. We're going to put them on differently. I may still weld it on, but I may just go ahead and do something completely different and just get them mounted on there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I am going to leave a link to the original video I did where I swapped this out, but I think I did some unnecessary things in there where this was a lot quicker, so I wanted to do an updated video, and it just kind of refreshes you guys, because a lot of people are buying these cars and a lot of you guys are having headlight issues, and I just wanted to fill you in. It's a cheap, easy fix. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you on the next video.